3 keys to life. That is, drink more water, get plenty of sleep, and listen to this podcast.
Exactly right. We've always said that. Big podcast coming up. Ben Simmons fired a real shot at his old club, the Philadelphia 76ers. Took a photo of himself in his lounge room with a glass of red, just watching them getting smacked in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, didn't physically fire a shot because if he was to shoot anything at the moment, he'd probably miss.
Oh.
It's been an awful form when he actually does play.
Oh, okay. That's
all
nice.
right.
Well, have you played NBA? No.
No, not this way. Yeah, no, I haven't. Are you on a max contract? No, I'm not.
No, I'm
That's
not.
true.
Are You Schnitting Me? Made a reappearance. 2 stories, one true, one a lie. You just had to work out who was full of schnit.
Yeah. Speaking of someone who's consistently full of schnit when it comes to guiding Jodie at Port Adelaide training, that's me.
Yeah.
And you're so vulnerable, you're so beautiful and innocent that you soak up my lies and almost ask the head coach some pretty silly questions.
So I am so gullible when it comes to you because I think you've got my best interests at heart. But oh no, you like to have some fun.
I've got the best interests in terms of humour.
Right.
At heart.
Okay.
It's a big difference.
Just so you and all your little sports journo mates can have a chuckle at my expense.
Oh, she said it. That's funny, right? Oh, God, I'm lonely. Ed Sheeran, it was revealed that he cured a stutter at an early age by listening to Eminem, the Marshall Mathers LP.
Yeah, so we had a little bit of a chat about home remedies. What have you done to cure yourself of ailments?
I enjoy the podcast. Drink it up. At least 2 litres of the podcast each and every day.
And we discovered you had a little case of warts. What about this story? Ed Sheeran has cured his stutter by rapping to Eminem music. What about that? So he's when he was sort of 9, 10, he had this little stutter. So he brought the Marshall Mathers EP.
Yep.
And whatever. And and started rapping along to it. And he found it cured his stutter.
That's really, really cool. Like, it's an unbelievable story.
By learning that record and rapping it back to back to back to back, it cured my stutter and I stopped talking like that. Years later, I've made songs with Eminem now and we've got to know each other quite well.
I know what you're thinking as well. I mean, what would a Eminem / Dr. Dre song inspired Ed Sheeran singing it? What would that actually sound like?
It's the return of the, oh wait, no, you're kidding. He didn't just say what I think he did he? And Dr. Dre said, nothing new it is, so Dr. Dre's dead, he's locked in my basement. Feminist women love Eminem, chicka, Slim Shady, I'm sick of him, get him, walking around.
I just love some real sort of heavy lyrics.
Yeah.
But done by Ed Sheeran, you're like, oh, that's so beautiful.
That's so lovely, isn't it?
So gorgeous.
I want to hear him do the Mum Spaghetti song. Mum Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But lose yourself?
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
is.
that'd be nice. Home remedies.
Yeah.
So I was talking before earlier in the show when we did Schnitting Me about how I used to have OCD.
Yes, and you were explaining to us off air how you cured that yourself.
Yeah.
Was that just a mind game?
Well, it is. Absolutely, it's a mind game. So I read some stuff on how you do it by yourself. I mean, the next step, obviously, is to go see someone professionally. But what you've got to do is, so basically your mind is set up in that all these little things you feel like you have to do, otherwise all the pieces in your world aren't right.
Yes.
So if it was touching things 5 times or making sure certain things are placed where they should be or in directions, all that type of stuff. So you train your mind to force yourself to make sure you don't do it 5 times. Maybe do it once, maybe don't do it at all, or make sure things aren't pointing in the direction you think and keep on doing that to convince your brain that, oh, guess what? The world isn't going to end.
Yeah.
And then eventually you get over it. Did that twice.
While we're opening up about ailments, I'm going to sound a little bit crazy here, but I have some little habits that I do because I suffer a little bit of anxiety sometimes. And so when I feel like I'm getting really anxious, I'll clench and release.
Oh, my God. What are we talking about? Home remedies? Are we going back to that time you got done for a soiling fee in the Uber? What's happening here?
What are you clenching, Jodie?
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, my God, you guys are filthy.
Careful when you release too, by the way.
Hey,
I mean,
we should all
time
be
it well,
doing our
please.
Kegels.
Listen, what is wrong with you people? It's my shoulders and my arms, so I'll go like that. So it's like flexing and then release it, and flexing and release it, and then you breathe at the same time. So you breathe in for 4 and then maybe out for 6, whatever.
Yeah, as long as
I'm
it's
so glad I opened up about my anxiety to you people.
I'm so glad it's strictly upper body. You tense and release all these actions. And is it helping?
It was until you took the mickey out of me. Yeah. It was. Oh.
13, 24, 10, home remedies. What did you cure? Because the other one as well, I mean, producer Zoe, when I revealed I got a nice little cute ganglion cyst just hanging out on my ankle.
Yeah.
So she revealed that she had one of those as well, and one of the ways to get rid of it is to bash it with a Bible or any sort of big book and break it up and let it just sort of dissolve.
Wouldn't recommend that.
No. In terms of a medical opinion, I don't think that's recommended.
No. Anyway, I got to go do my exercises.
Okay.
Cara from Blakeview, hit us.
I have a home remedy from my grandmother that has been going on forever in our family. And it's if you have, back in the day, we used to go to her shack and we used to get shell grit in the bottom of our feet. So if you scale off some soap and you just shave it off into a little bowl and pop some sugar in with that, a little bit of water, pop it on the area that's bothering you, whether it's a splinter, shell grit, whatever, so forth. Chuck a Band-Aid on it, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, Bob's your uncle. It would be in the Band-Aid.
That is incredible.
Wow.
So if you've got a splinter, you just get a bit of like soap and sugar and water and then put it under a Band-Aid and it comes out by itself.
Splinters are there going, I'm out.
Yeah, make it into a paste, chuck it onto wherever it is, and then that's it.
That's a game changer, isn't it?
You've got toddlers at home who are right in the splinter stage.
Yeah, in the splinter zone. Yeah. And normally you try and get tweezers and it never works. You can never get it out.
No,
yourself,
you just end up just digging around and there's blood and everything, and all of a sudden you're crying. It's just
Who's crying? You or the kid?
maybe both. I'm getting assaulted by my kids at that stage.
Anna from Aberfoyle Park. Your home remedy, Dal?
Hi, my home remedy is banana skin. For any itch, for any insect bite, anything, you just rub the inside of banana skin on your skin and it's gone.
No way.
There you go.
So it's like Stingos, a banana peel.
Yeah, well, just a natural one. My husband now, actually, it became a little bit of a tease now in the house. If anything goes wrong, he said, just grab banana skin.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Yeah. What's that? Did you just say Stingos?
Yeah.
It's Stingos. As in the sting goes. Stingos?
I thought it was Stingos.
Who's your favourite Port Adelaide footballer who used to play for them? Chad Wingard. Stingos.
So it's like Stingos.
Stingos, like the sting goes.
Oh my God, you learn something new every Tuesday.
Growing up in Tasmania, and everyone's like, in Tassie, what?
Okay, smarty pants.
Let's go to Wes, no Sullivan Beach. Good morning, Wes. Your home remedy?
Hey guys, good morning. Home remedy passed down from the grandparents or grandmother was if you've got a scratchy throat or dry cough, it's basically you use a little bit of cooking oil or olive oil and white vinegar on a teaspoon or on a spoon, and that basically soothes the throat and basically takes away the cough a couple of days later. But you have to use it consistently, probably for about 3 or 4 days.
How does that taste, Wes?
Yeah, not great.
Disgusting for sure.
Yeah.
But it does work.
Okay.
I can attest to that.
Very good coming into flu season. Thank you, Wes.
Yeah.
Should we take one more?
Absolutely.
Em from Port Noarlunga. What's your home remedy?
Hi. I don't know if I'd recommend it as a home remedy, but when my daughter was younger, she had a wart on her knee. It really bothered her, and we tried everything you can get from the chemist to remove this wart. It would not go away.
And then,
So then one day at school, she's taken a big stack on the quadrangle, raised all the skin off her knee, taken the wart clean off, never came back.
There you go.
Okay.
Something in that.
I don't know if that's so much a home remedy or an accident. Which one is it?
There's definitely something. I had my battles with warts as well as a youngster.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely everywhere. On your elbows.
I'm glad you said it
as a youngster. As a youngster on my elbows. Goodness me, I'm getting out.
If it's time for a winter trip, jump on What If, the place to go for quick Aussie getaways.
For me, it's just getting in the car and just going for a cruise and exploring.
For accommodation, flights and more, book on the What If app.
What If? It's Aussie for travel.
time for a little version of Are You Schnitting Me? A chance to get yourself a $100 Schnitt House voucher. You're going to link this to Coldplay, are you?
I am, because there was a time when I met Chris Martin.
Is that right?
Yes, true
Please
story.
tell me he's a lovely guy. Don't
lovely.
sit here and say, oh, thank goodness that he's actually a jerk, because you'll just ruin the thought process of every single Coldplay fan.
We didn't have like an actual conversation, but I sort of said hello. So was the context of it. He's a big cricket fan. I was on an Ashes tour back in the late 90s. Him and Shane Warne, good friends. So Warney managed to tee up tickets for the whole team, and we went along to Wembley and watched Coldplay, and then got backstage. And Gwyneth was back there as well.
And you spoke to her?
I didn't speak to Gwyneth.
Right,
no,
okay.
she sort of like whisked in and whisked out.
Right.
So like she was there.
Big whisker.
Yes, she was there for about 5 minutes. Didn't really speak to anyone. Was surrounded by a lot of bodyguards.
Okay.
So, but yes, did manage to say hello. Love the concert. Blah blah blah.
And you just seem just a normal guy.
So
you seem
normal.
like a normal operator.
Very very down to earth.
Yes, I like hearing those stories.
Yeah, there you go.
Chris Martin, what an absolute angel sent from above. So I don't think I've really, maybe I've sort of hinted at this before. So I used to have OCD
Oh,
to such a degree that I had to get sort of proper help.
really?
Yeah, that was really bad.
What in terms of what sort of behaviours?
So I had it when I was really young. So I was in primary school, to the point where my number was 5. It's touching things 5 times, or like the light switch thing 5 times, all those types of things.
Really?
And I sort of grew out of it, and then it came back a little bit.
How did it
in the early 20s?
How did that manifest in the early 20s?
I think it manifested because when you're playing football, you're playing sport, and things are going right, you stupidly remember the process of it all, and take that into account way too much.
Okay.
So mine was, obviously the little things which people do, putting on socks first and all those types of things, but I was leaving tickets out for a particular person, and then that person didn't exist anymore, still leaving the tickets out, all these little things. It was about 15 little things that I have to go through a process each game to ensure that I actually played okay.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's exhausting too, by the way.
Okay, 2 stories there, 13, 24, 10. Who is schnitting you? A $100 Schnitt House voucher on the line right here, right now. Who's telling a true story? Who's telling a lie?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I can see that in you.
Can you?
Yeah, I can.
I'll prove it too. Jai Bednall from The Advertiser wrote a little sample article on it.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'll
Google
show
that.
it to you in the break.
Okay, go on then.
Okay, 2 stories, 1 truth, 1 lie. Who is full of schnitz? We'll take your calls next. Oh, 2 stories, 1 truth, 1 lie. Let's quickly recap. What have you got, Judge?
So I was just saying that I met Chris Martin once at Wembley Stadium for a Coldplay concert. We went backstage. He was there with Gwyneth, Rah-de-rah. Very nice man.
Okay, really nice, man. Makes sense.
Yeah.
It really, really checks out. My story was that I suffered from OCD twice in my life as a youngster in primary school. It was quite ridiculous. And then it sort of reared its head again in my early 20s.
When you were playing footy?
I was playing footy. Really got the most of me as well. It's quite exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Okay, Shane from Huntfield Heights. Good morning, Shane.
G'day, guys. How you going?
Really well, thanks. How are you going?
Oh, hopefully a bit better in a minute.
Okay. Do you like schnitzels?
I love it. Love a good schnitty.
Oh, yeah, right. Favourite topping?
Schnitt House do a really good Kilpatrick topping.
Oh, yeah. So you're a valued customer, a regular customer.
That's it. I am.
Okay, Shane, 2 stories. Who's telling the truth? Who's telling a lie?
Okay. So, not so much who's going to lie, but I reckon you're telling the truth, Jodie, because you're still in the math. You've been to Warney's house. You've seen his pool with number 23 in it.
Yes.
I know Chris Martin and Warney are pretty good mates.
Yeah.
Well,
they
were, but still are, yeah. So I'm, with my maths, it adds up that the story's true. So I don't want to, I'm going to have to say you're schnitting me, Hazy.
Oh, what have we always said, Shane?
It?
Never trust Jodie.
Yeah, I know.
Shane, I've never met Chris Martin. I've never been to Wembley for a Coldplay concert. I'm so sorry.
Right, it's all right. I'll have to go down and buy my own schnitzel then.
Well, do you know what, Shane? We're going to put you back to our producer Zoe and see what we can sort out. But we appreciate you playing. And look, once again, I can't say the snuff. I'll scram it from mountaintop. Never trust Jodie.
Oh, that is... Okay, that's very unfair. Thank you, Shane. Have a good day.
Do you know, I wish it was the other way around. It's
know.
much better if I didn't have these bad cases of OCD and you'd met Chris Martin.
I know. It would have been a much better scenario for both of us, wouldn't it?
Oh, well, that's okay.
Never mind.
We're not shooting you. Schnitt House Australia serves the best schnitzels made fresh daily with classic or celiac-friendly breadcrumbs. Aston Hills, Hilton, Golden Grove and O'Halloran Hill.
Do you have to read that credit line 5 times?
That'd be good radio, wouldn't it?
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Hazy's on Miss Daisy.
Do you know what? Reach for the heavens, because even if you fall short, you'll still bring down stars. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of On This Daisy, where we just inject you with some knowledge that you can really use just to help you be a better person in life. For example, on this day, 16th of May, 1929, the Academy Awards, aka the Oscars, was presented for the first time. And since 1929, it's been boring as shit. Anyone into this thing?
Nah. Will Smith got into it, didn't he?
He got right into it.
Yeah.
Something about keeping someone's name out of someone's mouth or something. I don't know.
That remains one of the most extraordinary live TV moments of all time.
Yeah, I remember watching going, this has got to be a setup.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about then. He looked so angry.
Yeah. And they crossed over to G.I. Jane and she was like... You don't call her G.I. Jane, that was a character.
Don't do that.
And then bang!
Oh, no.
Smith comes out of nowhere.
Oh, dear, now that you've had a go at Yada.
Yada.
Now that you've had a go at Yada Pinkers Smith, we've got a W. Smith on line one.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Fresh Prince speaking. Year 2000, Susie O'Neill became the greatest gold medal winner in Australian swimming history when she won the 200-metre freestyle, the 34th national title of her career.
O'Neill's in front, on top, down under. Susie O'Neill goes into touch first. O'Neill wins a gold medal for Australia.
What an absolute darling she is, not just of Nova Network, but of Australian sport and this big old brown country of ours.
Yeah, and she's in town too, Susie.
We get right around her.
Yeah, don't we?
I don't want to go too hard, but I just want to talk about big sporting moments, which I'm sure she's sick of talking about.
I would think so. Don't do that. Just don't be you when we meet Susie, please.
Okay, be someone else. Sick of people saying that. 2002, Kath and Kim, starring Jane Turner and Jen Riley, began on ABC television. What an institution it became.
He earns a very good salary.
You call that a good salary? I want to be effluent, Mum. Effluent.
You are effluent, Kim. I mean, look at everything you've got. You've got a Hyundai to hightail it round in, a half share in a home unit, a DVD player, a mobile. I mean, what else is there?
Just one of the greatest shows ever created, wasn't it? I'd love to have visited the set of Kath and Kim, because I can imagine it would just be hilarious.
Yeah.
When you see the outtakes and they're all just like peeing themselves laughing.
Yeah, that's when you know it's a fun place to work.
Yeah.
2005, Prime Minister John Howard referred to humpback whales as hunchback whales in a speech in a radio interview. We've all been there.
Haven't we?
Remember in Jess Mowboy, I think it was the Arias, and she was reading the teleprompter, instead of debut, she said debut. It happens.
That does.
Sometimes. 2019, Bob Hawke died, aged 89, of natural causes. This confused us not too long ago.
He's dead.
What? Bob Hawke?
Now I feel like I've got it wrong.
Bob Hawke's alive?
He died in May 2019.
What?
What a complete brain fade that was. Of course Bob Hawke died, now that I think of it.
Number one song on May 16th in 1996 was OMG, How Bizarre. Remember? Everyone's like, how was I? No, it's How Bizarre.
No one was singing How Bizarre.
Kiwi classic. And I'm not talking about Dave Dobbin and the Herbs. I'm talking about OMG.
Get into it. One of the things you like to do most in life is gaslight me.
How very dare you? I'd never gaslight you in my life. You're crazy. Are you hearing yourself? What's wrong with you?
So we've touched on this before. At Channel 10, sometimes you have to film your own stuff in sport. So I am not very good at it technologically. Video guy Josh will attest. I am like borderline backwards.
Yep.
And so I get to port training and I'm trying to film the boys, and you did your utmost, because I was like, it's okay, Hayesy's there, he's going to help me. You did your utmost to derail the whole process. Like, you walked into my shot, you were kicking my tripod, and then you're saying things like, make sure you get shots of number 23 because he'll definitely line up this weekend. And I'm like, what?
Well, that's Dylan Williams. He's definitely playing.
Has he even played a game?
Dylan Williams, yes. That's number 23. We were trying to convince you that some of the sample top-up boys would be playing AFL this weekend.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, thanks for the heads up.
So you've taken...
They don't even have numbers on their back. That's the biggest giveaway.
So you've taken... Well, I swing in and out of sport, right? You do it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm busy being a multitasker and dabbling in politics and crime and everything else.
Is this when I called Jim Chalmers Frydenberg? We're getting back to that, are we?
Anyway, so you've taken it to the next level because last week at training, you're trying to convince me Charlie Dixon was going to swing down back. You are trying to tell me that Charlie Dixon is going to become a defender.
Yeah, we're like, oh, look, he's probably due, and all these ridiculous things. And poor Jodie, bless her heart, she's so beautifully innocent. Really? And then we got to stage where she's like, yeah, I can see that happening. I can see that
Well,
happening.
he's a big, tall unit. Like, of course he's going to be a quality defender as well as attacker. So anyway, you and the other boys convinced me so much so that I was about to ask Kenny in the press.
And then we had to start just before the presser started. The best part of the whole thing was we'd almost convinced you that Ken's name was Ben and you were going to call him Benny Hinkley.
That he changed his name?
Ask him a few questions. Hey, Benny, what about that long goal from Dom Jonas? That's pretty good, wasn't it? What about the form of Connor DAYSEY? He's on fire. And Travis Cloak just keeps on coming, doesn't he?
Can you stop it?
The biggest breaking story this town has ever seen. This is huge.
This is so juicy.
Jodie's Juice.
Well, UK rockers Coldplay have attracted a little bit of controversy ahead of their visit down under, with fans complaining they couldn't get close to buying tickets to their stadium showcase when pre-sales opened on Monday morning. 300,000 people were waiting to get tickets.
How expected.
At that point, there was just one concert. They have now announced a second due to popular demand, so they'll be in Australia November 18th and November 19th. Wouldn't that be cool to go to?
It'd be so good. Imagine going there along with your best friend and just going over to Perth to see that gig flights accommodation paid for.
Imagine if a radio station could do that for you.
That'd be a really good idea.
Wouldn't it be cool?
Wouldn't it?
Ed Sheeran has Eminem to thank for aiding his cure for his speech impediment. So the 32-year-old singer shared that the rapper's own songs helped him get rid of a bad stutter that he had when he was a teenager. He shared that he'd been gifted Eminem's album, the Marshall Mathers LP, when he was just 9. He rapped along to it and found that his stutter lessened. Have a listen.
By learning that record and rapping it back to back to back to back, it cured my stutter and I stopped talking like that. Years later, I've made songs with Eminem now and we've got to know each other quite well.
What about that as well? To get through my speech impediment, and we'll explore this a little bit later on, I recited an Eminem album.
Yeah.
And then I got to collaborate with him.
I know. It's incredible, isn't it?
Ridiculous.
I do the same with We Didn't Start the Fire from Billy Joel. And I do that so like to help my memory, like I'll sing it along so I don't, get dementia or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, true
okay.
story.
How can you somehow trying to wind this into you reciting a bit of Billy Joel? All right, then, go for it.
Harry Truman, Dorothy, Johnny. We mentioned in Hazy on this Daisy a little earlier that it's been 20 years since Kath and Kim started, and it got us reminiscing about our favourite Kath and Kim moments. Have we got that little compilation of all the catchphrases there that have caught on?
Jeff are great, and I love seeing them at Noosa. Little baby cheeses.
Cry for your car. Yeah, well, I've got Donna Hayes Newy.
This calls for barbecue shapes and a bottle of Bailey.
Do you have flukes in your orifice?
Yes, I do.
It's unusual, it is.
Nice.
But Tina, my beanbag is complaining. Make me a cream to keep myself trim. Give it a bone, please.
Chardonnay, you pack of shunt.
It's good. It's unbelievably iconic, isn't it?
So anytime we have any celebration in this orifice, from now on, we are going to call for barbecue shapes and a bottle of Baileys.
Yes.
That's going to be our go-to, guys. Team,
that's
we happy with that,
absolutely
Abs?
I'm in.
Right.
We can all safely agree on that.
And it got us also reminiscing about our favourite Kath and Kim moments. And I have to say, of all of them, and there are so many, this is my favourite and producer Zoe's favourite.
If we're behind, then never mind. We'll fight and win. Now we're from Tigerland. The Tigers, yellow and black, coming from Tiger.
That's the best. Just the bass in the voice. Yellow and black.
Then Kel walks in and he's got his Sydney Swans gear on. And she's like, get out of my house.
And that's Jodie's Juice.
Oh, Kath and Kim, eh? What an institution.
Am I right?
Hey, 13 24 10, get involved right now for Nova's 8 at 8, 10K a day in May. Let's get you on standby this next.
Yellow and black.
Oh, Betty Boy's at it again.
Oh, Benny's been trolling his former club. This is outrageous. So he's posted on Twitter this week a photo of him sitting in his lounge room with a glass of red wine, watching his former club get absolutely smacked in the NBA playoffs. What a savage blow.
Yes.
So the history being, of course.
Yeah, and just quickly, the 76ers absolutely soiled the bed on this one in Game 7 against the Celtics. But he was originally drafted to the 76ers, and it was this beautiful relationship they had until it wasn't.
Yeah.
Final series, a particular final series, should have taken a shot. He didn't. They lost, and Philadelphia is an aggressive town.
Yeah, right.
An aggressive sports town.
Yeah.
The whole city turned on him. He sat out for a year. He eventually went to Brooklyn, and he has been no good ever since. He's battling injuries, but it's been a complicated relationship to say the least.
And he's a Melbourne boy, so he's an Aussie playing
so we
over.
claim him.
Yeah, of course we claim him.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a whole big hoo-ha because we wanted him to play in the Olympics for Australia, for the Boomers, and he didn't for whatever reason. So there's a bit of controversy about him. My point being, he has just taken a massive swipe at his former employer. How good.
It's good. And I'll tell you what, if you're an NBA player and Ben's still on this big, giant max contract, you can tell in this photo as well that he's in a pretty nice pad.
Oh, it's not horrible.
You can probably do what you want, can't you?
Yeah, you can do and say whatever you want. Which brings us to the point. 13 24 10, your petty social media feuds. When have you got into it online? And perhaps you've had a few drinks, perhaps you've woken up the next morning on, oh my God, what did I say on the internet?
Do you know how many times I have stupidly just wet my whistle on a Friday night and just delved into the sports world on social media, and then I find myself sending messages to people who are not going to respond. That inbox message I sent to Skip Bayless, just saying, you're a d***head.
Oh, no.
He didn't write back.
Oh, what?
Who would have thought he didn't actually write back?
So who's Skip Bayless when he's at home?
Yeah, who knows? But he hates LeBron, and therefore he hates a part of me. Probably sent a couple of messages to LeBron as well. And I did see that thing on social media. This was a while ago, where a girl stole her boyfriend's phone and was checking his inbox to see if he was up to no good.
Yeah.
And she was like, what she found was even worse. He'd been messaging a couple of his favourite sports teams, like high-profile American sports teams, inboxing them saying, good luck, boys. Like the Lakers are going to write back and say, thanks, Jono.
Oh my God, I love this so much. 13 24 10, get involved. Your petty social media feuds, we want to hear about it.
Our boy Ben Simmons, very, very busy on social media, Joe. It's fun to watch.
He snapped a picture of his lounge room, just sitting there with a glass of red wine, watching his old franchise, the Philadelphia 76ers, getting smacked in the NBA playoffs, just like, ha, 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 just firing a massive flex towards them. So we're talking your social media sort of online feuds this morning. You, producer Zoe's joined us. Can you tell everyone what you used to get up to, please? Who you used to DM?
It's worse than a feud. It's so bad. I used to, every single time Ballpark Music, the Australian band, came to Adelaide, I always go to their gigs and I always message them immediately after. Expressing my love and adoration.
Yeah, so you've watched the gig. A little bit of alcohol has entered the bloodstream.
Little bit. I'll give you a couple examples.
Go on then.
So most recently, 21st of April, a couple of weeks ago. Thank you. No matter what's going on, Ballpark fix everything. Thanks for coming to Adelaide Legends. Very embarrassing. A couple of months before that, is there any way to meet you guys after the gig tonight?
Oh my God.
Been following you for years. I'm at Summer Sounds right now, keen to meet you. They didn't reply, so I sent them a video of me dancing at the concert and said, this is who you're not replying to.
who am I to be able to read a situation? But it just feels like Zoe's coming on a little bit too strong there.
Yeah. It's got like desperado vibes.
Oh, yeah, they've replied once in about 5 years, and it was to go, oh, thanks, legend.
Stop stalking us.
Yeah, sorry, we don't reply. Anyway,
Ever.
sorry, Bobo.
Oh, dear. 13 24 10. When have you got into it online? It's the question this morning on the back of Ben Simmons.
Let's go to Julie from Findon. Julie, you're very
Hello.
open. Good
Julie.
morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Are you active on the socials?
All the time.
Right. Are you having a crack at people?
I do, especially mindless, brainless people that protest when you're not going to get anywhere. Especially gluing your hands to the road. How stupid are you?
Wow. Let's just hope, like we said before, Julie, that they've got it locked and over so they can't change the dial when we start smashing them. But it's hard to disagree with you, Julie.
Can I do a little bit because I think, well, they're just trying to save the planet.
I used to protest, like back when we got sent to the war when 9/11 happened.
Yes.
But I don't see the point in it now because we're not getting anywhere with our speeches.
Right.
The government needs to do more.
Okay. Who else are you having a go at online there, Jules?
Probably, I probably blame myself as well with this. Mindless parents that bubble wrap their children.
Right.
Yes. And who else?
I've also had a go at my partner on Facebook.
There it is. That's what we're getting to.
What for, Jules? What did they do?
He forgot my Mother's Day one time. He always forgets my birthday, and it's my birthday on Saturday.
Right.
So.
Okay. Well, stand by.
Very good, Jules. Okay, geez, please don't tell me you've been on the Jodie and Hazy page and given some feedback over it.
Oh, she's gone quiet. Oh, she has.
Oh, no.
Oh,
That's
my
all
God.
right. Oh, let's do this.
Oh, I keep dancing with my...
That's a brand new one from Ed Sheeran called Eyes Closed. Good song.
It's nice, isn't it?
Really good, solid artist. It's Jodie and Hazy. Good morning.
I think that's about, maybe I'm going to say about Shane Warne, that song, about losing his friend.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
I could have just completely made that up.
No.
It's not, is it?
Michael Gudinski.
Oh, it's about Gudinski.
I thought it was both.
Close.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit of column A, bit of column B. No.
Not that I've heard. I thought it was just Michael Gudinski. But you never know.
That's
never
on
know.
me then, Abby, isn't it?
Okay.
We'll take this up after the show.
Feels like a genuine off-air chat, doesn't it?
I'm going to slide into your DMs and start abusing you.
Are you? You should.
Yeah,
Should I?
exactly. See if you get a response.
That would actually make me laugh if
Yeah.
you did that.
Just give her nothing like ballpark music gave Zoe. Absolutely nothing.
Well, you heard a little earlier, just for context here, that Zoe's favourite band would come to Adelaide and she'd slide into their DMs and be like, can we meet after the show? And they never quite got back, did they, Joel?
Oh, Zoe, you're lucky you didn't get yourself blocked in the end. Big show coming up tomorrow. The Coldplay hotline will reopen. We'll get you on the standby list to go see one of their gigs in Perth. What an epic opportunity.
Just announced this morning, if you've missed the news already, a second concert, November 17 and 18, I'm going to say.
Really good stuff. Knows 10K a day as well. That returns for a chance to get on the standby list for that. And Port Adelaide tickets, we're giving away a bunch every day leading up to Friday night.
We've got a stack for what will be probably one of the matches of the season, I reckon.
Really, really good stuff.
Who's going to win it?
TV Nam.
You're a big Port Adelaide man.
Do you know what? We will watch this space and we will see what happens with Charlie Dixon.
Right, okay.
Yes, because Todd Marshall definitely out.
Yes.
All eyes on Charlie, whether he gets up or not.
Yeah, okay. Righto.
Okay, all
well,
right.
that's some real good fence sitting from you.
Good stuff. Real SEN vibes to finish off there. Catch you bright and early tomorrow. Have a good day.
This is Jodie and Hazy on Nova.